Good evening and welcome to Vegas Voice Actors on Camera. Many of you may wonder what voice actors actually are. Generally, voice actors are not seen. They just read, like in cartoons, in the Simpson movies, anything like that where you don't see the actor, you just hear them. That's what voice actors are. But we're stretching out a little bit and coming to you on camera. We're presented by Media Guilds International. That is the name of our group, and it was originated by Betty Lugaris in Los Angeles. And here we are in Las Vegas. So without any further ado, we're going to move on to our first script in just a second. Hang in there.
Too much of a good thing. We have Madame Fortuna, dramatic, sympathetic, and Tiffany, a ditzy girl who will go to any length to get her man. I am Madame Fortuna, past, present, and future, good or bad, glad or sad, content or mad, it's in the bag. Can I help you, young lady?
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I like this guy, Tony. Oh my God, he's so cute, but
He doesn't know you exist.
like when I pass him, he looks right through me.
Aha! And your heart is breaking.
Wow, you are really good. Yes, help me.
Cry no more. I reach into my magic bag and voila!
What is that?
Essence of muskrat pheromone.
Ugh, now what?
Put only the tiniest dab on your wrist, and the one you love will follow you everywhere.
I'll do it.
Call if you need me. Hello? Madame Fortuna here.
It's me, Tiffany. Do you have any antidote for the potion?
Maybe. Why?
There are about 5,000 muskrats at my house. I'm on the roof and no Tony. Help!
Call 911. I'm retiring.
Betty Lugaris, who just read the last script with me, our director, also teaches at CSN here in Las Vegas, and she has just finished a class. We're going to have two of the graduates on, so stay with us. With us, we have two graduates of Betty's last class, Steve Word and David George. And these are definitely gentlemen I have to look up to, if you know what I mean. So, Steve, how did you enjoy Betty's class? Tell us a little bit about it.
I enjoyed it very much. Words can't even begin to explain, especially being new to it and fresh and freshman wet behind the ears, whatever you want to call. Just a great experience, Betty, and also working with yourself.
What did you expect before you came to the class, and how was it different when you actually went through it?
To be honest, I had no idea. I didn't know what voice acting involved or how involved it could be. So just didn't have any idea, really, which is why I took the class. But surprisingly enough, how difficult it is and how easy you guys make it seem. So yeah.
It is. For people that have never done this before, it's a lot more complicated than you think, but very interesting. And David, I know you've taken other classes before. How did Betty's compare to some of your other classes?
This one compared, well, during this felt really more personal, and it went into a different branch of areas that most actors might want to go through, because when I was training inside of a studio, and there was a lot of things involving mic technique and the whole science behind when you're actually in the studio and all that other stuff. But this definitely gave me just as much insight, and I honestly wasn't expecting that much, but it was a lot of fun. It was very enjoyable, and that's all. Then that's really mostly what I'm looking for when I go for coaching. I just want to get as much insight as possible. I've been training for like 3 years, and I'm always enjoying it. This is my thing.
And I know because I recorded them at the class. We did just a little bit of recording over at CSN, just so that they could listen to themselves and hear it back. And both these gentlemen were excellent, really excellent. Both you, Steve, and you, David, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you very
did.
much.
I can't wait for you to join our group and help you with some demos and, whatever's in your future. But I
You
suggest
guys seem to be having a lot of fun with what you're doing.
we're having a ball. I've known Betty since, how long, Betty? About 2004, something like that?
I think
About 12 years.
Yeah.
About 12 years ago, I
Right.
joined the group, and I tell you, it's just been so much fun. We have so many wonderful people in this group. So my suggestion, anyone that is interested in voiceover in the slightest, please call CSN, get the calendar from CSN, join Betty's class, and then come join us. So thank you. We're coming up with another segment of our show right after this. Up next is Alan Burke. Alan has been with the group for a long time, as I have, and it's his time to shine. Here's Alan.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alan Burke, and I have been a member of Media Guilds International since 2003. So you can do the math. I guess that makes about 13 years. And if anybody knows anything, when you travel by plane across time zones, you get something called jet lag. And that's what I'm suffering from right now, because right now Pacific Standard Time is exactly just a little bit after 8, but my body thinks it's about, 11, 12 o'clock at night. So as a professional, I'm going to do my best what I can for you right here in front of the camera, which is something new to me, because before this, I've been doing voiceover work off camera, but basically on the radio. There's a slot machine with my name on it somewhere in some Indian casino, which I have yet to see, and a few other maybe PSAs and things around about Vegas. Everybody keeps saying you have a great voice, you got something to do with it. I'm trying. Anybody out there who can see this, call me, let me know. Do an email through this. Hire me so that I can make some money off of this. It would be great, grand, and awesome. That's about all I could say for right now. You'll probably hear from more from me in the future. Bye.
And next up, a public service announcement written by Betty Lugaris about summer and your dog. This is called Walking Your Dog.
If you're an informed dog owner, you know walking your dog on the hot streets with bare paws can cause severe injury, even death, to your pet.
Test the temperature with your own bare hands or feet. I'm sure you wouldn't want to stand on it for long. Many pet supply stores have paw covers for dogs.
So dog owners, be informed, be compassionate. Avoid walking your dog after 10 a.m. or before 6 p.m. with bare paw pads. Test the street with your bare hands.
If it's too hot for you, it's too hot for your dog. This message is brought to you by Media Guilds International Vegas voice actors and this radio station.
And now another My Time to Shine with one of our newer members, Gabe Uriarte.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gabriel Ivan Uriarte Garcia, but since it's a tongue twister, people call me Gabe. I am a voice actor. I'm a little bit shy on camera, but when it comes to voice acting, I really enjoy doing that. Mostly I like to do it in Spanish, mainly because some people don't like the accent in English, but if they want it, they got it. Some of the samples I can do are cartoon characters. How's everybody doing? Hey, hello! I wanted to ask a question, but I don't know what to ask. Hello, everybody. I am the Princess of the Fairies. I'm so happy to be here tonight. I'm afraid. I'm sorry, but I don't know what to say. Woo! How about a witch? Everybody, you're under my spell! So yeah, also I consider myself funny. I don't know if anybody else thinks I'm funny, but I think I am. Nobody laughs, so I guess I'm not.
This is an interesting segment of our show. It's called Improv. Now, what we're going to do with Diana and Isaac, we have some little cubes here. They all have pictures on them. Different pictures, different subjects, and I'm going to throw them, and they're going to each pick one up and make a story. So this will be interesting. Here we go.
I'll grab the first cube that's in front of me.
And I have an octopus. What am I going to do with that? Okay, you have?
I have a butterfly in the net.
Oh.
Interesting.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready to butterfly?
Oh, don't make me say what I'm about to say, because it could be really bad. As long as I don't ink you. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Oh, Mr. Butterfly, you're so lucky. You get to be two things. And you get to be two things, and I only get to be one. What's it like to fly?
Yes, well, it is a beautiful experience to fly. I will watch over you as you gaze the ocean and seas.
Can you swim?
No, but I can swim in your head?
Can ya?
Not really, but you can take me for a ride.
Do you want to go underneath?
Are you trying to kill me?
What happens if your wings get wet?
I die.
Oh, maybe that's not a good idea.
No, it isn't.
I like all those dots on your wings.
Hey.
It almost looks like somebody put ink on them.
Did you ink me when I wasn't looking?
I did. I squirted you.
Ooh, my fly is really buttery right now.
Are you fluttering by, Mr. Butterfly?
Yes, we might need a safety net to catch us while we're falling for each other.
Oh, speaking of nets, is it kind of scary when you're on your way and somebody tries to grab you with one of those nets?
Yeah, you know, the inconsiderate, you know what? They're just so jealous of my beautiful colors.
But see, when they do that, then they take you and they pin you on a corkboard. That's gotta hurt.
Yes, but with a friend like you with all those long legs and arms.
I smack them.
Thank you so
Into
much.
next week, I'll smack them for you.
You smack them?
I'll smack them right into next week if they try that. Except for, I have a problem with people that have nets too, because see all my legs?
Yes.
When one gets tangled, so do the other 7. It sucks.
Your legs suck really hard. They're very strong, sleek and sexy too.
Thank you very much. You know, I work out on a daily basis. I do water aerobics.
Yeah.
I do.
Do you?
I do.
What type of exercises do you do in the water?
Well, I kind of put my legs out, and then I pull my legs back, and then I pull my legs out, and then I pull
Just
my
like
legs
that?
back, and then I squirt, and I do it again.
Ah.
It's kind of like Kegel exercises, the frog kick, and synchronized swimming with myself.
Well, we have to get it there together and do a tango, because I do chest flies.
You do?
Yes.
Like the butterfly, like
The
Mark
butterfly.
Spitz in the 1972 Olympics. Wow!
That's right.
Wow!
That's right.
Does anybody do the octopus for a sport? Is there a medal for that?
We can create one.
Okay, I like that. Can we make it a black one? That's the only color I can make.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do black. Black is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
It's dark and lovely.
Woo!
Thank you, guys.
Up next, 3 of our favorite voiceover actresses doing a script called Book Talk.
Welcome to Book Talk. We are here with Mrs. Hortense Haverschat, entrepreneur and author of the #1 best-selling book, How to Get Incredibly Wealthy for the Deaf, Dumb, and Blind. According to my notes here, this book was written entirely in Braille and has caused a tidal wave of people interested in classes that teach sign language and Braille. Mrs. Haverschat, how do you explain the phenomenon going on today? Mrs. Haverschat? Mrs. Haverschat? She isn't answering me. Is she all right?
She's deaf, dumb, and blind, you ninny.
How in the hell am I supposed to do an interview with her if she can't answer questions?
The director says she knows sign language.
But I don't.
Stand by. He says to ask your questions in Braille.
What?
Braille, you know the little dots?
I know what Braille is, you dolt, but I can't read Braille.
You don't have to. We'll put it up on the teleprompter.
First off, she's blind. Second off, if you put Braille, you have to read it by touch. How is she supposed to feel the little bumps if it's on a teleprompter?
Stand by. Do you want us to send for an entrepreneur?
You mean an interpreter? I don't even know what we're doing here in the first place.
Hey, we're on a budget around here, remember?
What?
Stand by. Go to commercial.
All right, we'll be right back in just a few minutes. I don't know who in the hell set this thing up. This is ridiculous.
Due to circumstances beyond our control, the second half of Book Talk cannot be seen at this time. We switch it to the following program.
Next up, barbecue safety with Gabe and Alan. Stay tuned.
I'm Fire Chief Major Pyro, here to teach you all about fire safety for the upcoming 4th of July holiday. My assistant, Private Burns, is going to show you what not to do. Isn't that right, Private Burns?
Sir, yes, sir.
First, we're going to cover barbecue safety. Private Burns, turn on your gas grill.
Sir, yes, sir.
Now then, you will notice that the cover of the grill is closed. As you can hear by the sound of hissing, propane gas is building up. Private Burns, press the igniter button.
Sir, yes, sir.
You see the force of the explosion blew Private Burns right across the quad. So remember, folks, when you turn on the gas, light it immediately. And when you have finished, turn the gas off. Private Burns, front and center.
Sir, yes, sir.
Now over there is a charcoal grill filled with charcoal. Private Burns will now pour an unauthorized accelerant over the briquettes.
Sir, yes, sir.
Feel the burn now, don't you?
Sir, yes, sir.
Extinguisher crew, put out Private Burns. The private only poured 2 cups of regular unlighted gasoline over the coals and lit it. Private Burns' hair has caught fire. He is now hairless down to and including his eyebrows. Let that be a lesson to you. Do not use unauthorized accelerants.
Sir, yes, sir.
Isn't that right, Private Burns?
Sir, yes, sir.
I do believe I'm hungry. Private Burns, reach your hand into that barbecue and put a burger on this bun.
Sir, yes, sir.
Thank you, Private Burns. The lesson here is never use your bare hands to remove food from a barbecue. Always use metal implements.
Sir, yes, sir. Oh, sir, my hand.
Reach into that tub and slay butter on it.
Sir, yes, sir.
Contrary to popular belief, butter is the last thing you want to do to put on a burn. Butter traps heat in the skin, making the burn more painful. Private Burns! Butter also does not let air in to reach the damaged area. The lack of air keeps the skin from healing and trap bacteria, increasing the risk of infection. All you end up with is hot, buttered fingers.
Permission to go to the infirmary, sir.
Permission granted, Private Burns. Good work, son. This concludes our holiday barbecue fire safety briefing. Now I want all of you to go out there and have a safe 4th of July.
Well, I certainly hope that Private Burns is okay. Gabe did a great job in that script, and so did Alan. And speaking of Alan, we have Alan doing our next segment, which is called Drowning.
This is the sound of drowning. Drowning is a silent death, which is why every year in Clark County, many children lose their lives in backyard swimming pools, bathtubs, and lakes. Even a bucket or pan of water can cause death in a very small child. If children survive, often long-term brain damage occurs because of lack of oxygen. The good news is that drowning is preventable. By installing a sturdy fence with a self-latching, self-closing gate around the pool, children cannot gain access. Lock windows, doors, and even your doggy door leading to the backyard pool when youngsters are around. Learn CPR and rescue techniques. And above all, maintain constant adult vigilance and supervision when in and around the pool. Be aware where your children are at all times, wherever you are. Prevent the tragedy of a drowning child. This PSA is brought to you by Media Guilds International and this radio station, WWDBTV.com.
That last PSA really was very important because I really, years ago, did see a child almost drowned, and it really was pretty scary. Thank God there were some people there that were paramedics and saved him, but you really have to be careful with your children. Coming up next, our last script for the night, and it's called When It Rains.
Sylvester, we'll call him Sil for short, met Rain on a stormy night. Her car had broken down. The rainstorm hit, and there she was, soaked to the skin, waving at passing cars for help. Sil saw her, a diminutive young woman, beautiful and quite forlorn. He wanted to help, so he stopped.
Hello. Miss, do you need my help?
No, sir. I'm quite all right.
I know I'm alone, and you might be leery of a man alone, but you can use my cell phone to call for help, and I'll stay with you until help arrives.
Rain sized Sil up and apparently decided he was okay. Suddenly, the rain stopped.
Thank you. I'll call my mother. My cell is out of juice.
That's fine. I'm still. Here's my phone.
Rain explained the situation to her mother, who was concerned over the stranger. So, Rain asked for all kinds of identification.
Well, I'm going to need your date of birth, your blood type, your driver's license, social security, automobile registration, VIN number, license plate, tax return, birth certificate. Oh, yeah, and proof of citizenship.
Luckily, Sil was always ready for emergencies. Rain satisfied her mother's demands and so was rescued by the chivalrous Sil.
What's your name?
Rain. Rain cloud.
Well, as in many situations, one thing led to another, and Rain and Sil fell in love. The wedding was planned, invitations went out, dinner and dancing was planned too. But Rain's mother, Mrs. Cloud, had to talk to Sil about something very serious.
Sil, now that we have a chance to talk, I need to tell you something.
Mrs. Cloud, the wedding is taking place in 10 minutes. Can it wait until after the honeymoon?
I'd never forgive myself if I kept it as a secret. See, our family name Cloud has a jinx, one we were not aware of. Until our daughter was born, without thinking, we named her Rain. Rain Cloud.
So, I thought it was cute and unique.
So did her father and I, but whenever she did not get her way, a huge deluge of...
Just then, the best man came in and pulled the groom to the altar before Mrs. Cloud could say any more. But she said a secret prayer that would absolve her of any further responsibility. That evening, during the bridal dinner, Rain bit into her steak.
Sil, this steak is tough. I want another one. Waiter, bring me a tender steak.
Here, have mine, darling.
No, I want a new steak.
Suddenly, rain poured so hard the ceiling was leaking. The entire wedding, guests and all, were soaked. After the dust, rain settled, Sil had one episode after another.
Sil, I want a Hyundai. I don't want a Hyundai. I want a Mercedes.
But darling, 2 cars is a bit of a strain on the budget, let alone a Mercedes.
Is that so?
I tried to tell you.
Sil, I want us to move to another house.
But sweetie, we've only been here 6 months. I think we should give it at least a year.
I want another house. I want another house right now.
Not again.
I was about to tell you, but you were hell-bent on getting married.
Sil, I want a vacation. How about a trip around the world?
Can't we go to Disneyland or Catalina Island?
Is that so?
Oh, poor Sil. He realized he was trapped. He was stuck with a permanent rainmaker.
There's got to be a cure for this. I can't take it anymore. Hello, Mrs. Cloud. This is too much. I think a divorce is the only answer. I can't say no to anything, or we could have another 40 days of rain.
Move to the Sahara.
So, move they did. Within 2 years, the Sahara became a different place. Now Sylvester and Rain run a successful destination resort, complete with palm trees, flowers, lakes, fishing, and swimming. When things got a bit too dry, all Sylvester had to do was say no, and Rain would rain. Las Vegas? It's too dry there, so business dried up, and all the gaming equipment was sold to Sylvester, who named his resort, you guessed it, Rain.
Well, that's our show for this evening. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for listening to all our wonderful scripts. Tonight we had Alan Burke, Gabe Uriarte, Isaac Bailey Jr., our director Betty Lugaris, Diana McLean, Terry Graham, Susan Beinhammer, and back in the corner, Dana Wall Oakley. Thank you, and please join us next week.
Thanks,
Bye-bye for
Dr.
now.